Starting season 17 with a bang, then we're in Manila. Revo on pole from P Sierra and U Cable. Then it's Marcus Nelson, his teammate Neil Rez, and Inocue starting 6th. Also, Volstad on debut starts 7th from Macario Lopez and Santino Milan, and Espashi Chantan, Daf Sanchez, and Daniel Bogdasarov. Wallace Leclerc starts 13th from T Gabo and Leo. Then it's Michael Mokovo, Cosmos on debut, David Camino, Sebastian Ocampo, iWorld, another debutant in Jack Carter, and Tommy. "16 seasons of pure brilliance." We've got another one right off the presses. All 5 lights go on. And season 17 is green here in Manila in the Philippines. My voice is croaking, but Revo's start absolutely was not. As well as U Cable coming through turn 1, trying to take the lead away from Revo if he can, but just getting blocked off there coming through turn 3. So Revo leads from U Cable and P Sierra as Milrez on the hard tires, making a dive down the inside. Inspirational move from the App Schaeffler driver up into 3rd place for the App Sportsline man, with his teammate trying to get past the Nissan Nismo of P Sierra as well. Gets blocked off of that, but he's still right there on the innermost area of the track. Can he do it? Yes, he can! Marcus Nelson showing off why he's champion, and we've got yellow flag. Santino Milan in the barriers, losing his front wing, and that's front wing debris on the track. Jack Carter's dropped down to last position. Vashi Chantan holding on to 10th. Akari still down in 11th, but your top 2 is as is. Revo from U Cable from Neil Rez, your top 3. It was P Sierra then on the back of the App Sportsline man. App Sportsline with a pretty nice white livery this season, akin to the season 4 livery we've seen in real life, but it's not going to help them too much. I think that white might just be because of how quick all the other men are around them. Milan comes in, Sierra trying to go around the outside. Ocampo drops to last place. He's on the hard tires as well, so trying to go to around lap 8 at least, considering how much the tires were around here. Revo sending a fastest sector, Sierra sending it down the inside, inspired dive bomb, and that 3rd place for the Nissan Nismo man. Vashi Chantan sending the fastest first sector of anyone then in his McLaren TGR or car, as he's now going to try and get past Daf Sanchez. Oh, pride implies that he put in effort. There was no effort in that pass. It was brilliant, it was simple, and it's taken him up to 8th. Marcus Nelson ahead of his teammate now, as he's got also Volstad and the Norwegian number 4 car on debut with a brilliant debut so far, trying to get past Milrez. And it looks like a Scandinavian fight was not what we were about to see there. Volstad up into 5th position, and if you think I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, leave a comment down below. I read all my comments. I will read it if I have mispronounced it. I'm very sorry if I have. But also Volstad up into 4th. Revo with the fastest lap, a 1:15 dead, 3 seconds faster than his previous attempt. Vashi Chantan going 6 tenths quicker than that in 8th position. Makes sense, he's got a slipstream bonus as well. And Inocue, Neorez, and Volstad fighting over 5th, as can Inocue get past? Or will he get caught by Vashi Chantan? I think Tan's caught him quite sufficiently here. So here he comes, coming down the straight, this very, very long straight. Nelson heading up this little fight over 4th. There goes Inocue. Yui to P6. Might even try and get a P5. Doesn't make that work just yet. He's going to have attack mode, however, coming down the straight with the inside as well. I don't think he's going to try and slot in for the slipstream. He's going to try and go for track position, but he's going to have to just hold on to P6 because he didn't have the slipstream. Vashi Chantan alongside Milrez then, fighting over 7th, pushed very wide in that McLaren. He's going to have the inside again. They almost touch. And Vashi Chantan using every inch of his racing knowledge to hold on to 7th. Cosmos, however, down in 18th, fighting with the rookie of Jack Carter and iWorld. It's a big old dogfight for position down there. It's Marcus Nelson, also Volstad, and iWorld have all come into the pits on lap 4 of 14 with just 10 laps left to run. Jack Carter currently in the toe of Cosmos, trying to find his way past. If he can, it would be a very nice move to see in that heavily Sega-sponsored hyperdrive racing car, which I don't think Carter is doing his due diligence for. Of course, he's a rookie, but then again, I'm somewhat confused on how he's not doing too well there. Charles Leclerc in that seemingly heavily upgraded Mercedes car up into 13th position. Even with hard tires, I think that Mercedes is just doing a better job of making its tires work. Rashican down to P4. He's had quite the climb up the order as the McLaren man. And Kiwi trying to get past Milres, just side by side coming through the third sector. Almost tangling there. And that's very deep from Milres, trying to hold on a fifth with everything he's got. Out of the race has gone Lawrence Leclerc. Leclerc in the barrier there, losing his front wing as well. Virtual safety car for the first time in the Prix. And that's just how the cookie has to crumble, isn't it? A lot of drivers in the top positions coming into the pit for their first stop. Milres staying out because he's on the hard, so he might actually lose out quite a bit. T. Gabo then takes second from Revo. Camino up to third, so Revo now has got to he's got to gain 5 seconds on Milres, which shouldn't be too hard, but the main problem is going to be overtaking the 3 men ahead of him. The thing about Revo in that hyperdrive car, of course, he's the man who's been there the longest. With Jack Carter, Ina Badness' retirement was pretty late into the entire regulations changes. There goes Revo up into second, no question about that. Camino getting past Gabo. He can just get the car stopped in time, and he does. Shorter braking distances here than in F1. But with Revo, he was able to set up the car. He was able to aid in how the car was actually being built and designed. More around him than Jack Carter, because he only just came in. Revo setting a faster second sector of anyone as he now chases after Milres. He's only 3 seconds ahead. It was 5 seconds when he came out of the pit, so he's gained 2 already. Akari Lopez in 13th with the fastest second sector of anyone. A lot of weaving from these guys, and into the wall, out of the race goes Leo. Now that's Sebastian Chantan out of the E3. Leo, who's seemingly having some issues of his own. And Sebastian Ocampo with a 5-second time penalty. And that's another VSC. David Camino coming in. Leo coming in. I'm not mistaken when I say I'm pretty sure I saw Leo hit the barriers. Jack Carter coming into the pits. Lot of tyre wear for him. Santino Milan coming into the pit as well. He came in after lap 1. So, of course, that 2-stop strategy. Well, that more than 1 stop of strategy not really helping out. And Cosmos out in the pits. Cosmos has retired the car in pit lane. Unfortunate. It looks like they had drivetrain issues down at Mahindra. Unfortunate for the number 75 in his debut weekend. But as for hyperdrive racing, well, one of them currently down in 16th. The other one is trying to close in for the lead. He's 1.0 seconds away from Milres. He's right on the back, half a second back. He should be able to claw back that advantage and get past. Milres is thinking about coming into the pits at the end of this lap. That's what we're hearing from his team radio. But it won't matter if Revo gets past. Lots of weaving from Milres, more than what's wanted. 0.3 of a second back. Is he going to try and make a lunge coming through the final turn? He is. That's a lunge from Revo coming through the final turn. And he takes the lead. Revo leads here in Manila at half race distance. That was such an unexpected move. I would have expected a turn 1 overtake, main straight, but no, he went for the lunge coming through the final turn. My goodness me, there was no way he was going to get the car stopped, but he did. And Steph Sanchez getting past the car in that, I'd like to call it jet black pinnacle car. And he's really struggling out there, down to 9th for the man who, before last season, had won every single race held in his home country. He finished 2nd last time out in this championship, which also happened to be in Manila, but now he's looking to just hold on to the points. because he's not really doing a good job of that now, but he's going to try and claw back some positions, and what else to do it with than getting past Sebastian Ocampo. So up into 9th position then for Akari. Also Falstad then trying to send it down the inside on the Season 15 champion, and he does. That's 9th place for the Norwegian number 4 in the McLaren TGR car, the only McLaren TGR still in this race, and he's doing a really good job. This is a debut race that every debutant wants to have. Just having some great overtakes for high positions, points and the like, as Bogdasarov and Nelson, as well as Sebastian Ocampo coming to the pit. Ocampo coming in on his hard tyres in that DS Andretti. This is the first time in a long time we've seen an effectively all-white car. Even with Braun, you can tell it's like where the focus color is. Can't really think of times, but it's basically just been a white car, ignoring the black. Because look at that DS Andretti, it's really sweet. Like we see Dash Sanchez in 6th, pretty much a second ahead of Akari. David Camino on the back of Akari, trying to get past in his Braun, and he is going to try his absolute best to get past in that Braun Honda GP car. And to want to know something, before he even makes a breaking point, he's made the overtake work. Akari Lopez down to 8th position, 58% tire wear. That's what we're seeing on his dashboard. And I do believe that Milrez should be coming in. Yes, Milrez into pit lane with 5 laps to go here in Manila. And that one-stop strategy for both him and Sebastian Ocampo has to work out quite well. Sanchez and Falstad coming into the pits, and also having a very good first race here in the championship. And if you think I'm glazing the guy, hit subscribe. You don't want to miss the rest of the season, as we see P. Sierra closing in on New Cable. He's gained enough to the point where he doesn't even need to make the breaking point. He's ahead. Sierra to P2, and now the top 3 is as it was on the grid. Revo, Sierra, U-Cable. But U-Cable, he's got attack mode coming down on this back straight. It's a little bit curved. It's a straight that isn't really straight, but he's still going to have the opportunity to send it down the inside. But he had to brake quite earlier than he would have wanted. It's not going to be I win or we crash situation with U-Cable. He's a much more forgiving champion than other champions I can mention. Max Verstappen. But it is going to have to be third for him. Raver coming in for a second stop. Sierra's coming in for a second stop. U-Cable in for a second stop. Yui in for a second stop. There's no way Akari's coming in for a second stop, and he is not. Kamino is staying out. Yui coming in, sorry. So Akari will assume the lead of his home race for exactly half a second as Kamino getting past the Aurelio Pinnacle man, who has really been struggling out here in that black car. He really would prefer a lot more red as his teammate now gets past. And you've got to now wonder, where has all that pace for Akari gone? Remember season 15, where it looked like he was just dominating the championship and just wanted to stage a bit of a championship fight with Sebastian Ocampo. Well, now that Akari is gone, and we're left with an Akari who's left to fight for himself. He hasn't got a true pace advantage from the other drivers, as Marcus Nelson cheeky move down the inside of an RQE, as Akari now with the inside line on David Camino. He's got to be careful. He doesn't really want to make the move to stick at all yet. He doesn't really want to stay side by side, and out of the race goes Akari Lopez. For the first time in his career, he will not finish his home race. With 4 laps to go, Akari Lopez out of the Manila E3. David Camino peeling into the pits. Leo into the pits. Gabo in. Ravo will lead this race. Novikov in. Carter in. Milrez staying out. Milan in. Bogdasarov hasn't made his way to the pits yet. Virtual safety car is ending, so Bogdasarov is actually going to be third here. With 3 laps left to run, Milan is going to have to try and salvage everything with that 3 stoppers. Same with Marcus Nelson, in fact. who's coming in for his third and final stop. And with Revo, I'm pretty sure this is a given fact. He is just going to have to go to the end, and there isn't going to be too much of a contest. It's gonna be worrying when it comes to tire life though, but apart from that, as we see PCR get past Bogdasarov for P3, I think Revo's got this race in the bag, sorry. Why did I say under the bag? Yeah, I meant to say under control, but also in the bag. My ass is stupid. UK Ball gaining on Bogdasarov. They've both got attack mode. I think Bogdasarov might be using... No. Bogdasarov's basically out of attack charge. Down the inside. Late lunge from UK Ball. But now Bogdasarov is going to be very careful with how he's going to position the car, because he wants to try and get past this UK Ball again as well. But I don't think he's got the grip to do so. He absolutely does not have the grip to do so. He's holding on to 5th by a thread. Also Volstad in 12th position. And I think he might have to pit again. And he's going to have to be very wary with Michael Novikov behind him. Into the pits comes Volstad for his third stop. Into the pits comes Ocampo for his second. And Revo, ooh, 65%. He dropped 20%. So he'll drop a further 60%. I think he should pit. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I am of the opinion that Revo should come into the pits one last time and just try and fight his way through the field. Milraz has to pit. And meanwhile, Sierra, same boat as Revo, as UK Ball trying to get past his own teammate here. Camino with much superior tyres, but not the superior man when it comes to the hierarchy of the team, it seems. So UK Ball up to P4, as he's now free to chase after P Sierra, but I don't think he's going to be able to make any sort of chase. Bogdasarov and trying to close in on Dav Sanchez with an Huey looming in the wings, then trying to get past him too. But it's all about if he can even get close enough to make any sort of dives. Don't think he'll be able to. Jack Carter trying to get past Michael Novikov, as he has tried to do all race long. Milraz is coming into the pits on the penultimate lap of the E3. Jack Carter trying to get past Novikov for the final points paying position. Currently, I think it will be 10th they're fighting for. No, it'll be 9th. They're fighting over 9th. This is a points paying position for the two blue men. And it's all about if Carter can get past Denmark versus his Novikov. And down the inside goes Jack Carter. Carter to P9. Brilliant move. I forgot the nationality of Michael Novikov's family. I'm sorry. But here he comes again to try and close in on Carter. But he hasn't got attack mode. He's not got the attack mode to do so. There goes an Huey. Almost brake testing Bogdasarov there. But it will be 7th position. It's Carter. Carter comes into the fray, getting past Bogdasarov. Sierra drops to 3rd, then fighting with David Camino with everything that he can. UK Ball drops out of the fight for the podium. And Sierra getting passed almost by Camino. They're side by side and into the wall. Out of the race goes Camino. UK Ball up ahead and just about sliding through. Carnage in this part of the track. Virtual safety car has been called out. Carter involved in that. And on the final lap of the Prix, Revo leads the way from UK Ball and a front wingless PCR of whom we presume will come into the pits. He's staying out as PCR. He's going to have a lot less downforce to play with on this final lap. Jack Carter has gone from the back of the grid to 6th position. He could try and get himself onto the podium here. No one ahead of him's got has any penalties, but he could try and do it. But Revo, his teammate, on 31% tire wear. He's going to be screaming for his life come race's end on his tires, but we presume he should be able to make it. Leo pulling out to the inside to try and take 2nd away. He's got 3rd, and he's got 2nd from UK Ball. There will be a Philippine driver on the podium at this race. P. Sierra drops to 4th position as Jack Carter fighting. And we've got yellows. That is for Daniel Bogdasarov hitting the wall and losing part of his front wing as well. Leo leading UK Ball in the fight for 2nd. And into the wall goes Ravo. He's not out of this race. He's just lost his front wing, struggling for grip. But he hasn't struggled for grip over the lead of this race. He'll come through the final turn, and Ravo will win the first round of Season 17 here in Manila. And we've got yellows, and that's almost everyone hitting the wall. Oh my goodness me. A true lack of grip come the end of this race. Bogdasarov weaving like the Magman, hitting his own teammate, NT Gabo. As Milorez also caught up in that, Gabo getting a penalty out of the two of them. As we see the rest of the field come across the line now. What a finish to that Prix. And how disappointed do you think DS Andretti are currently? How disappointed do you think they are from taking the World Constructors' Championship last season to not scoring any points this time out? I rolled with the fastest lap of a 1:13.033. And this is your podium then. Ravo wins the Manila Prix to start off the season from Leo and UK Ball. It's Italy from the Philippines and the United Kingdom. Then it's P. Sierra, Jack Carter on debut, getting a very good and very solid end to the race there. Then it's Inoculi, Santino Milan, and Daniel Bogdasarov the top 8. Michael Mokovov and Milorez make up the top 10. Then it's Das Sanchez, Marcus Nelson, also Falstaff, and Sebastian Ocampo down in 14th. And it's T. Gabo, Iwell, and Tommy. Your non-finishers were David Camino, Akari Lopez, Cosmos, Vesta Chantan, and Lars Klerk. The driver standings are the same as the finishing order for the first race, as is usual. So let's take a look at the constructors' standings. Heading into the next round in Las Vegas. Hyperdrive Racing lead the way on 35 points from Nissan Nismo and Aurelio Pinnacle both on 18. Then it's Ron Honda GP on 15 points, Mahindra on 8 points. Then it's Virgin Renault on 4, Next EV Neo on 2, and App Sports 1 on 1 point with McLaren TGR, DS Andretti, and Mercedes Formula E team still yet to score. See you guys next time then for the Las Vegas Prix in Season 17 of the Formula E Monoposto Championship.